Hey guys! Anyone that's a fan of the Pokemon franchise has a favorite Pokemon, and the ones who don't are just lying. You know the drill. With the help of the video games, the anime, the TCG, okay maybe not that, their designs, and a bit of help from this website, I've compiled a list of Pokemon that stands out to me the most from the other 900 plus Pokemon that currently exist, and wow, that's a lot of creatures. Back in my days, there were like 600 Pokemon that existed. Because I'm a zoomer and grew up with Gen 5, I have a lot more bias towards the more modern Pokemon. Let's get into the list before I ramble for like another 8 years, starting with some honorable mentions. Mega Beedrill. Pointy Dark Bee looks very cool. That's it. Decidueye. Unite Spirit Shackle goes... Yeah, boy! Charizard. Because it's legally required to have one on the list. Also, its other forms are sick. Hydreigon. This is what happens when you take Hydronoid from Bakugan and turn them into a Pokemon. I like it. Noivern, I've used one in Sword, and I had fun using it. And Zygarde. Funny Sneaky Boy turned into the Megazord and looked epic in the show. Top 10 now. Lugia. Known as the diving Pokemon and said to be the guardian of the sea. Ahem. The cover legendary for Pokemon Silver was way before my time, and thus, I don't really have a nostalgic connection to it, but I've always admired its majestic design. Lugia conveys a powerful force of nature that's shrouded in mystery, just like the deep briny blues that this Pokemon inhabits. It's still not water type. Also, I've hunted for a shiny Lugia in the max layers, and found it on my second Dynamax adventure. That was fun. Pokemon are nailing it with their designs for bug types recently. The look of these insectoid Pokemon were generally pretty underwhelming. Things got better in Gen 5 with Pokemon like Genesect and Escavalier, but from Auras onwards when they cranked it up to 11, I love these bugs, but Golisopod has to be my favorite. This thing looks intimidating! From the cross-shaped pupils to the extra limbs on his torso, the Samurai Isopod aesthetic really works on this mon, especially in the anime. Holy shit, this thing is savage! Which is quite the contrary from this timid Prevo, because look at his scuttling. No. I remember this day as if it was yesterday. Okay, not really, but you get the point, right? It was the 10th of May in the year 2016 that the Pokemon Company revealed the Alola stars for Pokemon Sun and Moon. I have positive opinions on each of the stars, but of course, you've seen this coming. While Rowlet and Litten were spending their time in the spotlight, Popplio unfortunately spent his time getting trashed upon by the majority. So much so that this community called the Popplio Defense Squad was formed. I was a supporter of that group because I believe that all starter Pokemon should be treated equally. Except for Meganium. I don't like Meganium, and our support really paid off at the end when the final evolutions got revealed, because wow, what a glow up. While Decidueye is cool and I like Incineroar, Primarina is just so pretty. Ahem. They thought Popplio would evolve into a clown, now they're the clowns for assuming that. Tyrantrum, the Pokemon based off the mighty Tyrannosaurus Rex, and Game Freak did the creature justice. It only took them the 6th generation to make a Trex. When I was younger, I was obsessed with dinosaurs. The fact that these terrifying megafaunas used to exist on this very planet just fascinated me as a child. Tyrantrum has all the features that a Jurassic Park-inspired T-Rex has, while also incorporating some kingly aspects to its design, like the beard and the crown, which is appropriate for a dinosaur of such status. And can we just talk about a shiny form? Because this Pokemon looks so good in blue, white, and silver. Easily my favorite shiny Pokemon. Crocodile. I like crocodiles, and Dark is my favorite Pokemon type. Blend them together before giving it shades, and then you'll end up with one of the most intimidating Pokemon designs in this entire franchise. It is the intimidation Pokemon after all. But when I use it in battles, Crocodile should be more like the Moxie Pokemon. Gaining an attack buff for every opposing Pokemon you've knocked out is so fun. Throw on a Choice Scarf and potentially sweep through the rest of the team. Also, it's from the Unova region, and I'm more biased towards Pokemon native to that generation. Just like... Okay, it's technically not from Unova, but the line did originate from that region. It's Hisui and Lilligan. The main reason why I've placed Lilligan so high up on the list is because she is so strong. After I defeated the Lady of the Ridge, I was like,
I want that.
and I also needed more Pokemon on my permanent squad. So I picked up a Petalel at their local homes of trials, and Viridia has been proven to be a powerful ally with her potent signature move, Victory Dance. I'm usually not too huge on the design of grass-type Pokemon, but of course there are exceptions, Lilligan included. Her design implies to be a gentle but dominating ballerina dancer. Also, she do be kinda cute. Garchomp! Necroc! Gabadius! Garchomp! That one Pokemon that Cynthia uses. Whatever you call this menace, I can feel sympathy to all the Gen 4 veterans who had PTSD facing off against the Sinnoh League's champions Ace back in Diamond Pearl Platinum. Its design is a mix between a hammerhead shark, some kind of theropod, and a jet airplane. Don't believe me? Boom. All of these elements combined leads to a really sleek yet terrorizing pocket monster design. But a strong looking Pokemon doesn't always mean it's actually strong. Here's some fine specimens, but being a part of the 600 club, pseudo-legendaries, having a deep move pool, and having great offensive typing, Garchomp won't make its way to PU anytime soon. Just watch out for Ice and Fairy type Pokemon. Garchomp was a Pokemon I've sort of ignored for a while. I've always liked it, but it's probably because Gen 4 was too early for me, and most of the Pokemon native to the Sinnoh region had weak designs in my opinion. So some of the great Pokemon, Garchomp included, kinda got drowned out by whoever these are. But with Sinnoh being relevant last year with games like BDSP and Legends Arceus, along with Unite, Game Freak reminded me how much I actually like this Landshark Pokemon. Greninja! This Pokemon was voted by the community as the most popular Pokemon, twice, and we can all agree that is because of the XYZ anime. Ash's Greninja was such a formidable Pokemon on the battlefield, and just epic in general, but all of those battles wouldn't look as impressive if Greninja didn't have a really cool design, because it does. The mainly dark blue body and head fins really convinces the aerodynamic and fast look that a ninja should possess. Black and blue is my favorite color scheme, so Ash Greninja introducing the former hue to his design really makes this ninja Pokemon so much cooler than it already is. Plus, Greninja was technically the first Pokemon I ever used. Pokemon Brick Bronze, rest in peace, was a Roblox game I've used to play and still cherished to this day. Greninja was my starter Pokemon in that game, and I could share my memories about my adventure through Aura, but that's a topic for another video. Comment below if you want to see that. Intellion! Oh wow! What a surprise. Either because you saw it coming, or you're actually surprised that this NU tier Pokemon made it on someone's favorite list. Let's begin by going through the history with me in the Sobble line. It was the start of middle school for me when I got introduced to Sobble, and it's adorable. He's my son from that point forward. Also, there was this one leak that went around the community during the hype season for Sword and Shield, and it basically confirms a ton of things about the games, including the starter evolutions. It was revealed that Sobble will be evolving into a spy, and that's cool. What could possibly go wrong? Foreshadowing. Then the designs for the middle and final evolutions got leaked. Here's a reenactment. So, this is Sisile. It looks pretty good. I like it. I wonder what it evolves into. Huh? Are you serious? Yeah, I didn't like Intellion's design at first. Leaks, am I right? But since it's Sobble's evolution, I kinda forced myself to like it. Fortunately, I did. Intellion's supposed to be this cool, confident sniper, as indicated by the tuxedo and the demeanor portrayed in his official artwork. I'm not sure if I'm being honest with myself placing Intellion this high on the list, based off my first impression. Okay, never mind. Snipes the Intellion eventually became my very first Pokemon in the main series game, outspeeding the competition before dealing heavy damage with his water attacks. I can almost see my beloved Greninja from Brick Bronze inside the new Pokemon. Philip, there's only 9 Pokemon on the list, and it's a top 10. What's up with that? First of all, how do you know my name? And second, who said that my channel's mascot has to be my favorite Pokemon? But to be fair, Intellion would be my favorite Pokemon if this last Pokemon didn't get a sick new form. I've made it abundantly clear that I grew up with the 5th generation. The anime specifically was critical for me as a Pokemon expert. Oshawott is Ash's first Pokemon caught in the Unova region, and it made a lasting impact on me. It's cool in battles, hilarious in a lot of situations, and just precious in general. This Pokemon has no flaws. It evolves into Duwat, aka the best middle form for a starter Pokemon, period. It's Oshawott, but it's more battle ready and cool. Then it evolves again into Samurott and... I've always liked this design. It's imposing, but I've always felt like there's something missing about it, but I couldn't figure out what. Oshawott alone would have already made it like top 5 on the list. But then, Legends Arceus got announced. Along with Rowlet and Cyndaquil, Oshawott makes up Hisui's first partner Pokemon, and I knew I had to choose the Sea Otter Pokemon. Especially when I found out that Hisui and Samurott will become Dark type. My favorite Pokemon type? It must be Destiny. What could possibly go wrong? Nah, I'm not foreshadowing anything. Then the designs got revealed, and holy Arceus, this Pokemon looks wicked. Both the definitions. They kept all of the great aspects about vanilla Samurott, but then they took all of the beige armor, which looked kind of off originally, and then recolored it in black with red accents. Where have I seen that before? In the land of Hisui, Mazaru was a name that should be respected and feared. Under the ownership of that one kid who fell from the sky, this formidable Pokemon wielded dual scimitars had devastating attacks that sent shivers down the spines of those who opposed it. Provided that his attacks don't miss. And that's the list! First impressions might be, really? Half the list are just water-type Pokemon, and the top 3 are water starters. To that, I say, take a hike. I'm kidding, of course. But that's how a favorite list works. I've chosen Pokemon that I like the most, and these Pokemon happen to be my 10 favorites. So, what can we take away from this video? Is that everyone has their own opinions, and we as a collective species must respect our unique preferences on these fictional creatures. Unless Meganium's your favorite Pokemon, if so, we can't be friends. And was that roll intro? I mean outro.